All right, we're live again. Sorry, somebody called me and it shut off. Hopefully nobody calls again. Live chat. Yeah, I'm not sure where I was on the last one. We back. Sup, fucking. Yeah, we're back. So, yeah, I'm putting the Haltech VMS on the truck. It's upstairs. I've had it for a while. I've been meaning to put it on there. Honestly, forgot about it. But it'll be way better set up. It'll have way more spark. And the VMS is specifically made for mechanically injected or carbureted vehicles. So it can't fire injectors, but it will fire 8 individual coils. It can't run injectors. So it was basically made specifically for carbureted vehicles. But there's a bunch of nice features on it. Do you think 590 is competitive at no prep events? It depends what kind of no prep you're talking about. 590s at a front side no prep, no, that's not going to be competitive. But 590s on a backside no prep where you're running the track backwards will definitely be competitive. I've been to several back end no prep races where we were going 580s, 590s, and hell, some even 6.0s, and we went all the way into the late rounds. And usually, I mean, everybody's starting to figure it out a little bit better now. Before, everybody had long travel shocks, and before everybody had, traction control, and they had the right tire figured out. Everybody's on Hoosier D06s or CO7s now. Everybody's got the long travel struts. Everybody's putting, their weight percentages are right now. That information's out there because a lot of people share that stuff, and the more people figure it out, the faster it's going to be. But I would say that 590s is still competitive in back end no prep racing for the most part, for most of the tracks that I've been. What's going in the truck? I've got a it's a 400 that's going in the truck. I've got an engine at the machine shop right now. Bob's working on. He just has to O-ring it, and it'll be ready to be assembled at his shop. I'm gonna go over there and assemble it, and we'll get this thing back together. Tommy's motor, we are looking for rods for it right now. Once I get some rods for it, we can start putting it back together as well. We've got a crank. Somebody sent a crank, a Lunati crankshaft. Super nice, whoever sent that. Really appreciate that. That's insane. You guys are amazing. What's on your engine stand behind you? That's Rob's motor. Rob actually has a Mustang, and what year is it? 94? Yeah. 94 Mustang. He's got a little LS carbureted deal on nitrous. Gonna maybe run it at some of the No Prep Kings deals and the street class. Hard tire, maybe some index stuff. Should be a fun little ride. We got a tubular front end for it the other day. We're gonna put on. Once my Nova's done, we're gonna pull Rob's car in here and put that engine in it and get it running. Yeah. Codian Motorsports. It was pretty cheap. Tubular front end kit for Is it for just SN Mustangs?
Yeah, he makes them for all the Fox bodies clear up to. I think he makes them clear up to the new body.
Yeah. How's Molly? Molly's doing great. Molly is back to her normal self, which is super fun to be around, fun loving, all around just fun to be around. All good with the feed. How much for the tube front? I think it was like $300 or $400, and it comes pre-bent and everything. Just welded on. Yeah. Nova color. I'm not sure on the color, honestly. It'll probably just be primer and black the first year. And then once I get it lined out and I know I'm not going to hit anything and tear it up, then I'll probably go ahead and paint it. But I just want to get it running. It's honestly been a lot of money just to get this far. Usually, I mean, you guys can see, I don't usually care about paint too much. My truck, people have been telling me to paint it for years, and I just don't care to paint it. If it doesn't make it faster, I'm not really that interested. You want to be racing? You help her by not leaving her and supporting her. Paint is heavy. Takes money to play. Paint is overrated. No, I guess nobody knows when they're not going to hit anything, but I feel a little bit more confident when I get at least one season of racing it, or at least half a season of racing it and under my belt, getting used to it, getting comfortable. I'd feel bad if I spent 10, 15 grand on a paint job and then hit the wall first time out or something stupid. So I hope not, but knock on wood. Don't paint the truck, it's iconic. Good luck this year. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Dave. Can't wait to race with you, buddy. How much you got in the Nova so far? I'd have to total it up, honestly, but I traded a side-by-side. Well, I raffled off a side-by-side. I bought a side-by-side for $8,500 last, or 2 winters ago, I think. And then I raffled it for like 13 grand. And then I bought this car as not even a roller. It didn't even have front suspension on it. I just bought it as almost a roller, and I had to make it a roller to get it home. So bought this car for 13 grand, and it was basically a roller by the time I put 2 grand in it to make it a roller. So I probably had 14, 15 in it just to get it as a roller. And then I've got probably 21,000 in the engine. I'm gonna have got probably 3,500 in the turbos. Headers obviously were free thanks to Murder Nova. The shocks, I'm sponsored by Viking, so thankfully we save a little money there thanks to Viking. Mazir water pump, crank trigger, got the Wilson manifold, that wasn't cheap. The injectors were $2,300 for those atomizer injectors. Those are a big hit, but I bought those used. Some guy had those in Reynoldsburg, and I went and got them. Saved me a little bit of money. The center section wasn't cheap. That was like 2 grand. So I don't know. I've probably got almost 50 in it already. But that's over a period of a year and a half. And then the Holly setup is going to cost around 10 grand to do everything. Because I got the Pro 600. I've got the drive shaft sensor. I've got 8 EGTs. Just the Pro 600 is like 2,500, and then the Dominator is another 2,500 almost. I'll have the coils, the Holly's coils. The transmission, can't forget the transmission. I ended up paying like 6 or 7 grand for the transmission, and that was just parts. Dion sponsored all the labor on it. So 50 or 60 grand, I'd say. It's a lot. Yeah, probably 70 by the time it's done, maybe 80. But yeah, Dion's a hell of a guy. Builds good transmissions, that's for sure. Cheaper than my ex-wife. That's funny. Yeah, racing costs a lot of money. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it doesn't have to cost this much. You know, obviously I've done pretty well with the truck for a long time, and the truck costs a fraction of that. And it's still competitive in my eyes. I could take a lot of weight out of it for cheap, honestly. I could cut the frame off right here, get rid of the cast iron steering gearbox, do a tubular K-member. I could probably lose 100 pounds if I did that, and then I might lose another 100 pounds if I had an aluminum block. So you probably lose 200 off the front. I could get more travel out of it. I mean, there's a lot of things I can do without even messing with the rear suspension, just taking weight out of the front and giving it better spark, putting that VMS on there. Yeah. Me and my dad, we tested this thing and just figured it out. You know, it's had the same suspension on it since we first started, when we were going 15s in the quarter mile, 16s. Same springs in the rear, same springs in the front that we heated with a torch. I'm not going to put fuel injection on it right away. I'm going to put that VMS on there, leave the carburetor. But it will have data logging capabilities, a lot of different capabilities. Falcon, like I said, I'd like to get a 388 for it once I get the money. I'll try to get that at least ordered and pay for the parts, and then pay for the labor when it's done. Because, you know, this motor's been good, but I would love to have a spare. You know, make this the spare and have the 388 as the main motor. The block in the Falcon is just a stock 6.0 block that's half filled. Mike Lau built it over there. I think he's in Missouri. Rob's been a mechanic for, how many years you been a mechanic? 20 years. So Rob's been doing this for a very long time. And he had some health issues a little while back and wasn't able to keep up. So he started coming and helping me in the shop, and he's such good help that I just started paying him to help me. You know, he's been working over here just about every day on this Nova, helping me with it. And when I was gone in Florida, he was here working on it. Been a blessing, really. He's a hell of a guy. What heads are on the Falcon? The heads on the Falcon are Trick Flow 220s. And the Falcon's not O-ringed either. It's got Athena gaskets. No O-rings. It's got stock truck coils. And it's 12 volt, believe it or not. And it's been pretty fast. It's been just as fast as the truck's been. Love your mom's truck. What happened to Matt sharing the shop with you? Matt wasn't really, I got addressed this earlier, but Matt wasn't really here enough to justify renting this shop, and we were kind of out of space. And when I first got this shop, it was just going to be storage, and things happened, and plans changed, and it ended up being the main shop. So I just ran out of room quick, so we had to figure something else out. Got by a streetcar. Did you fix Malibu shifter? Yeah, the Malibu shifter is fixed. What do you do for a living? I do this for a living. I race for a living, and I do YouTube for a living. This is what I do, and that's all Tommy does. And Allison, Allison does the orders, ships out merchandise. Tommy edits all the videos, and Allison also films. Tommy films. When it first started, Tommy actually didn't race. He raced when he was little, but he stopped, and Tommy started helping me, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, and ever since then the videos have just been leaps and bounds better. I was trying to do it all myself in the beginning, and the videos were good, but they weren't what they are with him helping. It takes an army, yeah, it definitely does. It's literally a full-time job, and it never ends. As soon as your eyes open to when they close. Watching your channel since day one, yeah. In the early days, we were just, I started the channel just because there wasn't really anybody in Ohio filming street races, and I felt like I wanted to give some of the racers here more spotlight, because like 1320 was out, in the Midwest, and they were always doing videos out there. And then you had like I Street Race and Nice Ones, and guys like that on the East Coast. And you had of course, the West Coast guys. You had like West Coast 1320 and people like that. I used to watch all them channels in high school, and then I decided to go out and buy a camera one day at Best Buy. I got like a Best Buy credit card and went out and bought my first camera, and then I bought a $200 laptop used off some guy on Craigslist, and I started editing videos and putting stuff together. I went out and I drew up a logo. I had Tommy make the logo in his digital art class in high school, and the first revision was what we used, and that's what we have used ever since, and we've just rolled with it. Street raced all over the country. Raced at tracks all over the country. I really want to hit the West Coast. That's one area I haven't hit yet. Let's lock in. No Prep Kings win. The Nova should be done in the spring. I was actually in the class with Tommy when he made the logo. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Oh, the comments are coming so fast. Well, guys, I better get off here. I gotta make a drive home. So I'm gonna answer a couple more comments if I can slow them down. Wouldn't dream of racing with their brother and dad. I wish I could. Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very blessed that I get to do this for a living. Um, it was a lot of hard work in the beginning, especially doing it all myself, going out and filming races, editing them, taking care of the merchandise, shipping orders out. I remember in the beginning I was shipping orders out and I didn't even know how to print labels at the time. I would just literally hand write everything out, and I'd be up till 5 or 6 in the morning just writing everything out, sending stuff to the post office, get up, try to edit a video. I'd stay up 4 or 5 in the morning editing videos, and it would take me back then. It would take me like 10 hours to just edit a video, just because my laptop was so slow and I just wasn't efficient at it. But now Tommy's got like a super nice computer set up, and he can edit a video in about 3 hours. Um, but it's come a long way. In the beginning, I wasn't sure that we were ever going to get to this point, but we're here. And my dad helped out a lot along the way, with guidance and helping me build the truck in the beginning, especially. My brother, when he joined it, the videos, they just got way better. He has an eye for detail like nobody else with a camera. And some of the B-roll he gets and stuff like that is just awesome. And it's funny because he wasn't that good at first with a camera, but because of haters telling him he was terrible and that he was a bad cameraman, he became the best cameraman ever, in my opinion. Yeah, shout out MAKTV. Those guys are awesome. I've had a lot of questions for Nick, and he always will message me back and give me good advice as far as fab work goes. Nick's an awesome guy. Adam over there at MAKTV, great dude. Sean Fensler, hell of a racer. They're all awesome over there at MAK. Allison, she's been taking care of all the orders. She usually gets them out pretty quick. Unless we go out of town. Sometimes it's hard if we go out of town. Puts us behind a little bit, but yeah, Allison's awesome with the camera too. And Tommy's a hell of a racer as well. Like, he makes good content just because he's such a good driver. And it's not something you can really even teach. Like, we never even really taught anything to Tommy. We just told him hop in the truck and go, And that's kind of how it was with me too. Dad always told me lift once. If you have to lift once, and don't keep getting back in it and upset the car. So I've always tried to live by that, and everything else just seemed to come natural for me and Tommy. Love your family. How much is the Haltech VMS? The VMS itself, I think, is like around $1,200, and then if you get the harness with it, the semi-terminated harness, it's like $2,000. Yeah, I am happy. Damn, brother, you look rough. Thanks, man. Look tired. I pretty much stay tired. How do we send you a gift? I don't have a P.O. box yet. I'm working on that. I need to get one set up. So right now I'm not accepting any gifts, but I appreciate you thinking of me. Yeah. Road life. Yeah, we drove, God, I don't even know how many miles I drove this past week, but we drove all the way down to Georgia, and then all the way down to Orlando, back to Jacksonville, and then back home. It was a lot of miles on the truck. I think we put about 4,000 miles on it just in the last couple weeks. Got a name for the Nova. No name for the Nova yet. Rob had some ideas. What was your idea? El Jefe?
Yeah.
Is that the boss?
Yeah. El Jefe. Okay, there was a couple other ones I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to let it earn its name. I believe in letting a car earn its name rather than trying to name it before it ever goes out. Thanks, Brody. Any guidance for Tommy on the name change? For Tommy's channel? I don't know. It's kind of hard. Like SRC photo, I get what they're saying. The SRC photo doesn't really, make a whole lot of sense for their channel because they're not really. That's not really as identifiable as something else. But I'm not really sure. I don't think they have to have SRC in the name. I think they're just like, obviously my dad's channel name changed and stuff, and then Tommy's wanting to change the name to make it more identifiable, but he doesn't want to drop the SRC because he doesn't want people to think that like they're disassociating with me and SRC. But honestly, if his channel didn't have SRC in it, it wouldn't really matter. I think they could have a really cool, unique name on their own. I hope me and Dad line up next to each other. That'd be fun. Glad you enjoyed your trip down south. SRC with Tommy and Allison. Your electrician should be fired. Much. God, they're coming in so fast. SRC photo is going to be, what the heck is Jeff making now? Jeff is awesome. He's an engineer by trade, and you can definitely tell that guy's extremely smart. Extremely smart. I hope when I'm his age, I'm at least half as smart as him. Leave Kenny alone. Kenny still comes out and helps all the time. Kenny helps out me and my dad. We had a vacation. Says you and Molly need a vacation. We had a vacation. That was a racecation. We were on for a week and a half. Chaz Nico is a cool cat. Yeah, Chaz is awesome. If you're going to Atlanta and you're looking for racing, get with Chaz. He'll set it up. He's a hell of a good dude. And I remember the first time I met Chaz, we were down there in Georgia at Albany at the hole, and I needed tires, and he went all the way to Summit and brought them to me at Middle Georgia Motorsports Park. And it was like a 3 or 4 hour drive, and I had never really even met him in person yet. And he brought me tires that day, and we've been cool ever since. SRC Prodigy. Did y'all race the Mustang down south? No, we did not race the Mustang. We did cruise it around a little bit. You the realist. I appreciate that. Change your channel name to Billy the Kid. I don't really want to. I'm going to keep it SRC for life on my channel till I die. SRC Bonnie and Clyde. That's been done before. How old are you? I'm 25. I turned 25 in November. I love my mom's shop truck. I went out a couple nights ago and I checked it out. And it's a really neat old truck. It's in pretty good shape too, honestly, for its age. It was a nice find. I'm looking forward to cruising with my mom this summer. I'll be in the Malibu. Thanks for staying on. Would you consider running a drag week? I would love to do a drag week eventually. I've just never had anything that I would trust to take on that drive. The truck, I've thought about taking the truck before, but things just never worked out. Solid roller cam life is kind of difficult too.
The only thing you do drag week with is probably the Falcon. You can probably do drag week with, put it on E85,
Yeah.
and then switch it back over to methanol.
I mean, I could take the truck with a solid roller. It's not a big deal. You just have to adjust valves every once in a while. It's a lot of miles on the valve train. If you've got a big camshaft, that's hard on valve train. Would you use the Nova? We would have to reconfigure some stuff on the Nova. We'd probably have to put an E85 tune in it or something like that, or a pump gas tune, and a separate fuel tank in the back to do it. We'd have to figure up something to where I could switch it from methanol to either gas or E85 to be able to drive it that far. Is your dad racing? I'm hoping that Dad gets his car out this next year. I would love to see him racing again. I grew up watching him race, and it was always fun going to pacemakers in the summertime, and you'd hear his name over the loudspeakers, and everybody'd go to the fence, and I'd get to watch him go down the track, and that was like the coolest thing to me when I was little, watching that red Nova go down the track and seeing the wind light come on. I'd love to see him turn on some more wind lights, because I think he's still got it in him. He might not think so, but I think he's still got it in him. I don't think he likes going extremely fast, though. He'd probably be in for more of a street class or bracket or index racing. He's always liked bracket racing. He's always been a really good bracket racer, and he enjoyed the mental side of it more than anything, trying to outsmart people, things like that. A lot of that mental game is in bracket racing. Helping Billy get his car done. It was funny when he raced your S10. Yeah. He did a good job driving the S10. He needed some more laps in it to get the tuning down. But he did a good job. What other YouTubers do you follow? Let's see. What other YouTubers do I follow? I follow Chief and Jackie. I follow MAK TV. I follow 1320 Video. I used to follow Whistle and Diesel, but he's kind of, I don't know. I don't really like watching his videos anymore. I follow Jody, Welding Tips and Tricks. I don't watch any of Cletus's videos. I have in the past, but he's not like somebody I subscribe to or anything like that and watch all the time. He probably doesn't watch my stuff either. We're just a little bit different. Like, he doesn't do the street racing, and he does more of the track stuff and trying to set records and, trying to go faster each week. He's showing times and everything. It's just not really the same. I do watch John Dock every once in a while. I'll watch Ronnie Mack. I watch Jay Malcolm's channel as well. I watch Alex Taylor sometimes. Yeah, 187 Customs, that's another one I'm subscribed to. Obviously, Murder Nova and all them. Yeah, I watch Turbo John's videos also. I really like Turbo John. He's a good dude. Taylor Ray, I've watched a few of his videos. He does the drifting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not like super into Cletus's videos, I guess. But I mean, they're cool. Nothing against him. It's just different types of racing, I guess. Have you ever watched Roadkill? I've watched Roadkill before. I've seen Vice Grip Garage. I don't get like a ton of time to watch YouTube, but when I do, I definitely enjoy Turbo John, 187 Customs, Chief and Jackie. Watch OPG. You and Molly still together? Yeah. Yeah, we're together. You watch Molly on stage. Yeah. Trying to read all these comments as they're coming in. It's crazy. I've watched a few of Justin Swanstrom's videos. Somebody said, I hate Justin Swanstrom. I feel like Justin is somebody you either love or you hate. There's like not really any in between. I don't really have an opinion on the guy. I mean, he's got a really fast car and got a good program. He works really hard. I know that. He's a hell of a hard worker, him and his dad. And I respect anybody that can compete at that level and travel around and do all that stuff with no prep kings.
Why people don't like Justin Swanstrom is because he's real.
Yeah.
He speaks, and
he's just himself.
Yeah,
he's not gonna sugarcoat anything. I do like that about him too. You know, a lot of people say he's got like daddy's money or whatever, but that shit's all stupid. That's all jealous people.
He's been with it. He started off just like everybody else did.
Yeah.
A little small block Mustang with a lot of spray and.
Yeah. It still takes a hell of a lot of hard work no matter where you start.
Yeah. He's put in the time for his age. I mean,
people said the same things about me. You know, daddy's money and all that. Little did they know, I was paying for a lot of the stuff that my dad was using, and paying for a lot of Tommy's stuff. And like, I don't like to talk about all that stuff, but we all work together to make the channel happen, and I felt it was right to help everybody out to an extent. It's not just a one-man deal. KSR. I've heard of KSR Performance before. I think I watched a couple of their videos. Yeah. I'm ready to go home. We're going to jump off here. I appreciate you guys joining in. Maybe we'll make this like a weekly thing. We'll go live once a week. What is it, Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
It's Thursday? If there's,
do a little podcast thing on Thursday or something.
Maybe do something on Thursdays. I don't know if anybody else goes live on Thursdays. I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but it would be cool to do shop lives on Thursdays and do updates and stuff. We were going to film today for the YouTube channel, but Allison wasn't able to make it out here, and Tommy wasn't able to make it out here, so I was like, hell with it. We'll just do a live, and everybody can catch up that way. I do watch Limpy's lives. Are Limpy's on Thursdays?
Limpy's on Wednesdays.
I thought they were on Wednesdays.
Limpy was last night.
Okay, that's good.
I know Josh does his on Monday, and then Limpy's usually on Wednesday.
Hey, see you, Ray. We'll see you in the streets, buddy. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in.